What are we playing? We're playing Burn. We are going to play Burn tonight. That is what we're going to be doing. We're going to see if we can just count up the damage, kill our opponents, and finish them off. What's up, regular side Jesse and Layist? How's it going? We got a group in here tonight. Yes, we do. We're going to be playing some Magic. Regular size Jesse with the Twitch Prime. Regular size Jesse, I've got half the heart. I need the other half of the art. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Get some howls in the chat. Get some howls in the chat. There we go. Oh, dang it. That's the wrong emote. My two paper decks are Merp and Foil Burn. Merp. It's an interesting name for Pyro Prison. Merp and Burn. Alright, what is this list? It is one that did well in a challenge, does well in 5-0 leagues. It's by one of the people that plays this. It's pretty typical Burn. It's Goblin Guides, it's Lava Spikes, it's Bolts, it's Swift Spears, Eidolons and Helixes and Charms, a couple Searing Blazes, Skull Cracks and Rift Bolts, a couple Skewers as well as one of the newer cards, Core Firewalkers, Pro Red, and some Paths, Exquisite Fireclass, Smash to Smithereens. Now, here's where I'm going to go ahead and ask a question. Smash to Smithereens. I can play 3 Smash to Smithereens, or we could play 3 Blood Moons, which makes absolutely no sense in Burn, but I could do it. What do you think? And list, yeah, I know it's Monterey Prison. Not any spicy and deflecting palms. People don't typically attack you with one large creature anymore. It's just not a thing. Smash over Moon. That's what I'm thinking. We need to probably just stay true to the form. What's up, Uncle DB? I think we're just going to run Burn as Burn and play Burn in a Burning League. Let's just go. We started just a touch late. Let's just go. Let's play some Magic. Burn it is. It is a red deck here on the stream. We play a lot of red decks. I can't really say I've picked up or played Burn at all, though. It was one deck I was trying to trade into because at the time, nothing was super expensive that I was trying to get except Goblin Guides, but I had gotten those. Ironically, I was having the most trouble getting the Boros Charms. I don't know why. No one wanted to trade for those. You're always a fan of Bridge and Burn sideboard? But that's my personal preference. Good luck, have fun. NHA37. I'm going to just put HFHLG! Exclamation point. Fun, have, luck, good. Alright. We have one lander. We have a Swift Spear. We have Spike. We have double Eidolon. See, now this is the trick here. So, this looks fine. I top deck a land, it gets extremely good. If I miss that land, though, we just twiddle with 2 spells and then maybe a 3rd spell. This is where that experience comes in. Let's double check on just the land counts. 20 lands here, so probability of hitting my land after double draw here with a fetch. Looking at about 60 to 70%. It's 20 lands. I like our odds too. We're on the draw. Oh no. Okay. So it's the Goblin. Look at that. Hot off the press right there. This is the Goblin deck. This will be kind of interesting to see how this all plays out. But basically this is that Goblin nasty deck. And these Eidolons won't make much sense to play anymore. So, Goblins versus Burn. Who wins this matchup? Hey, one thing that's positive about Burn already is I get to have F6 a bunch. Leroy Jenkins. Cavern Souls, 1 vial on 1. No other spells played here. Lava. I have a double Lava Spike here. I have a Skewer after the Lava Spike, which isn't a bad idea. Eidolons and Boros Charms. I think we just try to get them dead ASAP, right? right? Just fetch away here. I'm afraid that I'm gonna be dead soon. I don't have anything that targets any creatures they would put into play, so we're just gonna hammer them with spectacles and lava spikes, getting down in that damage here, swinging for 3, seeing if we can connect. I don't imagine they'll block here, so our opponent's gonna be at 10. There he is. Skirky. The Protector. Opponent's at 10. We have Aether Vial going up to 2. So we have 6 points of direct damage still. Sorry, 7 points. So we need to get to 2 more here. I'm a little worried that we might be just close to dead here. We have Persisting Goblin. We have Sacrificing Persisting Goblin. Persisting Goblin comes back. We generate 2 mana here. We generate 1. 4 mana here using white. Goblin Ringleader reveals. We have an Expert. Hits for 1. Okay. So I have Eidolon's Boros Charms. I could do golf commentary for Magic. I probably could. So we have an Expert in hand, 2 unknown cards, 1 on the draw. If I play an Eidolon down after the Lava Spike, your voice wants to be clap politely. The gentleman there swings for 3 damage in the air. I think this is a pretty easy Lava Spike. I could even just like Boros Charm behind it. I might actually just Lava Spike, play land Lava Spike, attack and hold up Boros Charm, and if they let it through, just win the game. I can also just probably jam an Eidolon here. I mean, they can't let this come through. They're just gonna chump. So here I play like Eidolon. That way they're like restrained to just using Aether Vial. That seems reasonable. We're at 6 here. This seems reasonable to get potentially 2 Eidolons down here. Let's not play instant speed. 2 Eidolons down. They're a reasonable blocker anyway. I can chump as long as they don't combo out here. Aether Vial decides to stay at 2. Talia, yes. Oh. With a party of 167. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. We're playing some Burn. How goes it? How was your stream? We got a good one. Wolfpack, can we get some howls in the chat? Yes, thank you, Grayus. Thank you, Grayus. Shut that off. That was for the other stream. Apologies, Jason Williams. We got you. We got you. When we play Minecraft, which is a Friday thing we do, we get a few people that are interesting. But the Magic community is all here backing us down. What's up, everyone? I see Jason. I see Tuick. 1, 2, 3. We got an Expert punching away our Eidolon here. Talia. What's going on, Talia? I will have a great stream. Thank you so much for the raid. Getting us down with the folks here. How goes it? All right, so we've got Snoop here. This is that whole combo that we were talking about. Shock, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. We're looking for a bolt. We miss our bolt. We miss our bolt. We have another Swift Spear here. We have an Eidolon as well. You want to see this? You have a tournament on Monday? Well, learn along with us, because we're going to need some learning. So we have this in hand. Play with the reveal card. You may cast goblin spells from the top. So you cast your library. This isn't Minecraft, Brian. It's right. I feel like I can hold this like Boros Charm here. Swift Spear threaten. But if I do that, they're just going to block here. I'm going to lose a Swift Spear. It's true. It's true. No haste at the moment. I feel like this is a double turn spell turn kind of thing. I think it's Swift Spear. We can Boros Charm and then we clear some goblins too. And then we can just follow up with an Eidolon the following turn. We're in pretty good shape here. He can play cards. He can't use Aether Vial. That would be an option for putting Swift Spear and Boros Charm into play and just holding strong. Because he just puts this into play with Aether Vial and then he doesn't have much else follow up. I think Swift Spear is definitely play number one. We're not doing a 1 and then, or 2 2s. I just attack here, Ringleader blocks. Keeping it, I need to do Boros Charm. This is the card on top, by the way, not in hand. So he won't shuffle right now. This is useless now, this is useless now, this is useless now. This one's decent. Let's play Eidolon down past turn, no swing, and see if I can't get a single spell off the top, and then if I don't get a single spell, we're at least limiting them with the Snoop here. Aether Vial, Snoop in, play something. I think this is the right line. I think this is giving us the highest chance here. If they have another expert here, they go ahead and shoot the Eidolon before getting to play Snoop. They play Snoop here through the Vial. We have a Cavern on top, an unknown card in hand. Cracks, they're at 5. Blood Crypt, shocks in. Alright, we're good to kill him. We'll see what this card in hand is, though. They have a Ringleader here. If they play the Ringleader, we're in good shape here. Sacrifice Expert, we're going to 5 mana. Kiki Jiki. Okay. So now this has Kiki Jiki's abilities. So now we have a combo. But no haste. It's true. Hey, they learned something today, and as did we. And hopefully everyone else did. This has haste, but this does not. This does not inherit the ability of haste. It simply gets the abilities. What's interesting here is that so here's 2 things we've learned. One, we have this haste thing, it's not doing it, all of that good stuff, but we have a Kiki Jiki in play. What our opponent should really do here at this point is just pass back to me. They're assuming that I have the kill in hand. Let's assume that this was a Searing Blaze. Maybe this is a Searing Blaze. I would pass this back just to double check that I don't have the 3 damage. Anyway, get a little lucky there. Get a little lucky there. I think this is a potential path matchup here. Maybe Smash. I don't know if Smash makes sense here. They did think it would get haste from Kiki, and it only gets the ability. It doesn't give haste itself. Smash will use Chalice. There you go. Smash will use Chalice. So we have Smash and Path, probably good things to bring in. And I don't know if we need the Path necessarily. We have Bolt, we have Skullcrack, Searing Blaze, and Lightning Helix as things that can target their combo pieces. I think that might be enough. We can probably trim one of these paths, maybe 2. Just look for 3 cards here. Now here's the trick. Not really knowing how this all works, since I'm not a burn player and we're learning today, I'm not entirely sure what I take out here. Staring at the hand, I'm thinking it's going to be like a pair of Eidolons for starters. That would be my guess, because if I don't Smash the Vial. I'm not probably getting them with damage here. The Eidolon could be valuable, though. You can make an argument that some of these smaller creatures won't get in either at times. Skullcrack's probably okay. We don't want them gaining life from some of their sling-gangs. Maybe I'm trimming a Skewer here. Skewer goes to any target. You think Skullcrack, even though they have their ways of gaining life? I suppose they can get around this fairly easily. Maybe an Eidolon, 2 Skullcracks, and a Skewer here. That gives me 4. 3 smashes and a path. I like the option of having just 1 extra removal spell here. The 1 extra removal seems better than, say, an Eidolon. I think the Eidolon... I mean, I guess if I smash, then the Eidolon's more important than the path. Let's keep the Eidolon. We'll bring path in game 3 if we're struggling. We'll lean heavily on our smash. Spike's 3 damage goes to the face. I think it's reasonable. This hand's fantastic. We'll keep this. No creature, but lots of ways to interact with our lovely opponent, especially a Searing Blaze. What's the Fiery Islet in here? For a 5th Horizon Canopy type land. And it sits on red instead of the Horizon Canopy, which would be white. It's in replacing a basic mountain. Look at this lightning bolt, by the way. Woo! Hot one. Auntie's Hovel. Tapped. That's an interesting little thing for our opponents. Let's put Inspiring Vantage into play and pass the turn. If they play Aether Vial here and then 1 other creature, we might consider Lightning Bolting it. Apparently my opponent's just kept absolutely nothing. Let's hold Lightning Bolt briefly here. Let's shock in. Let's go ahead and Lava Spike and do 1 Skewer here. I think we're okay to do these 2 things. Do a little bit of damage, and then we have things like Searing Blaze, Lightning Bolt, and Skewer here. And my opponent's done nothing. So I'm not worried. They must have all the combo pieces. A fetch land would be fantastic here. We would not fire it off immediately, but a fetch land would be nice. Ringleader. Eidolon's not too bad either. So we're just going to play Ringleader next? I kind of want to get this Eidolon down. Snoop is a 2 mana. Vial would be a 1 mana. What else we got? Matron's 3. Searing Blaze isn't doing much to this. Smash is not online right now. Eidolon uses the mana most efficiently currently, since Searing Blaze isn't doing much, and Bolt plus Skewer doesn't do much but put them to 8. Let's play Eidolon and pass turn. It's probably going to be a Ringleader here. But if they have anything smaller than Ringleader, I don't feel too worried about them getting everything going here. We'll see. But I expect this Ringleader to be played. And it does. Top of the library is some things. Oh, Crankle Mob Boss. That's a pretty good card. They avoid the Chalice. They should attack for 2 as well. They decide not to. Alright, so we have an Expert, a Matron, and a Cranko here. That Krenko's kind of annoying, and as is the Expert. The Expert's basically going to be turned into 2 damage here. Wonder if this is a turn where I can play Swift Spear, attack. If they block, I bolt them. Keep the Swift Spear alive. I take 4 damage to do that. I go to 14, matching their 14. Then they go to 11. 11 and plus 2 puts them to 9. 9 with these 2 cards gone. Land drop, Searing Blaze, this is 7, putting them to additional 2. This would be dead. And then we'd have Skewer. Swing with Eidolon first, not to take damage. They're just going to trade it off. If I'm doing that plan, then I'm not really getting anything in here. We attack, they block easily, and then what do? Swift Spear and just sit here and not do anything else? That doesn't feel correct. Alright, we're going to play Swift Spear here. We're going to take points of damage. I'm going to swing with Swift Spear only and pass turn. I will bolt if they block. I will not bolt if they don't block. I will leave bolt up for like Krenko or something. So here we keep this alive. I'm not worried about Krenko so much here. We'll take points of damage. We're going to trade Ringleader. They take 3. We keep Swift Spear. Now they have Eidolon. They'll play Krenko this coming turn. I'm going to top deck a land and kill this thing. Right? That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I am afraid of Krenko. Don't get me wrong. It's a scary card. Burn has some lines. It does. I'm expecting this guy to be played for some reason and shooting this. This is their chance to do it when I'm out tapped and everything, which is kind of cool here because this is just going to shoot this and they naturally take the 2 damage. We don't have Krenko here and we're not seeing Matron be played at the moment. So we're going to have 2/2. This is going to be Snoopy. There he be. Whoa, Legion's End. Woo! Alright, so we got Snoopy here. Land drop. Ugh. All right, so what we need to do here is we need this to connect. The other thing we can do is Lava Spike here and shoot Snoopy. So let's go ahead and Lava Spike here and plan to shoot Snoopy. We can attack for 2 here, I believe. I could also Skewer to get the spell off and then attack for 3. Matron, Krenko, and a Legion's End. If I go just upstairs here, do I need to just kill this? We know 2 of the cards. He might have needed a double block. If he double blocked though, then he has the potential to lose his creature. And him losing the creatures with the spells gets really weird because then I bolt, shoot, and then the Expert doesn't kill the Eidolon. So I don't know if double blocking for him would have been smart. I could just take this upstairs. Do we lose to a Krenko here? We lose if there's another Bogart, right? Yeah, so we gotta shoot this. Let's not lose to a random Bogart in hand. 2 cards, 3 out of 48 hits remaining. This is an okay line. This means we're 2 turns from killing. We would have had them dead if they double blocked. So they Legion then remove our creature and exile more of them. So they're choosing to do this instead of playing something into play, which I like. Gives us an extra turn here. I feel like Bogart could have been blocking in the future. Bonus Snoop here. Land drop Syrian Blaze is the play here. We know Goblin Matron Krenko. We know it's a Blood Crypt. We have an attack. I don't like that attack right now. They're a combo deck. They don't need to be doing 2 damage to me. We hit our land drop. So I can shoot Snoop here and then hold up Boros Charm. I think we're in good shape. We know the card that they're drawing. Land drop causes Syrian Blaze to do 3. We'll just pass turn. We're not going to crap Arid Mesa in case I draw another Syrian Blaze and they somehow take this Boros Charm. I believe we've got it here. Match 1 against Goblins. There you go. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Top of the library was an unknown card. Sounds good. Doing good. Doing good. Nicely navigated. What? Just pure luck. Pure luck, Odysseus. Pure luck. Match 2 coming up. Burn. Playing 1-0-1-0 against Levin and me. Well, let's play first. Alright, this is a fun hand. Polite golf clapping. This guy had no idea what he was doing. He needed to play the long game with you. Matron for sling-gang. Possibly, but if they double block there, as you suggested, then they have to put a matron into an Eidolon and they die a turn earlier. So, you know, and they don't know what I have in my hand, just like I don't know what they had in their hand. I think this is a keepable hand. We just run out Goblin Guide here, smack them for 2 damage, and see where this goes. Magic's a hard game. It's not. Let's not deny that. You can build a computer machine out of the cards. All right, Sacred Foundry, shot Goblin Guide, swing for 2. Swift Spear. They have Bogart and you only have 1 out. Maybe. Do you think that's still viable to use Luris and Burn? You can probably toss 1 in the sideboard if you truly wanted to. Alright, now that we know we're against Burn, we're going to jam out Eidolon as fast as we can since we have 2 of those. We should win this race. I don't see a reason not to try Luris every now and then, but it is slow for the deck. Swift Spear, 2 damage. We're not going to be blocking. Hints for 3. We reveal a Swift Spear of our own off the top. No blocks. We can let them bolt us and do an extra point here if they'd like to. 4 plus the bolt. 7 total. Takes us to 8. If they would like to. There's the bolt. They bolt Goblin Guide here instead of me. $11 all. Hmm. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Don't take the damage. Play this out. Bolt. That's 1 less damage with Skewer. So just adding up different options here. We can Eidolon down, making every spell very painful. We take a point of damage to do so. Plus then to 2, so we would take a full 3 damage to play this out, putting us to what is that, 8 with 3 coming back our way. 4, we pick them down to 9. 2 spells, no removal spells, but if they play 1 removal spell, we do have the block. If they play 1 removal spell, I block, and then we Skewer, Bolt, and Swift Spear if I top deck a land. That's probably the best line, is just the second Eidolon. Swing for 2 and see if my opponent can get in enough damage here. Eidolon, then block both. You think blocking both? I think getting the 2 points in is more interesting. They have to play a spell anyway to get the Swift Spirit high enough, and if we're looking at Searing Blazes here, it's not too detrimental to us. If it's a Boros Charm as well, we have the option to block. If it was a Bolt, the Bolt comes here, they take 4. Go to 5, and then they're hitting me for 4, putting me to 4. So if it's Bolt and then like Skewer or Bolt Bolt or Bolt Lava Spike, they can't quite kill me here. I guess if it's Bolt Bolt, then they just get in and we don't get there, because that's 4 damage, puts them to 1. Although Bolt Bolt means the Sunbaked Canyon takes 1 as well. So they can't quite do that either mathematically. Can reveal the top card. It's the Searing Blaze. So we're going to be looking at Skewer and Bolt on our side. We can probably profitably block the Eidolon here. We take 2, go to 6. If they fire this off before, if they bolt, they take the damage. I think it's an easy block on Swift Spear here. If I take this 6, I have to avoid them having a basic mountain, which is 3 in the deck. That seems fair. I think we can easily block the Swift Spear here. Offer our life total to be 6, and I think we'll be okay. Only because of the Sunbaked Canyon here. If it was some other card, I don't think I could do that. Lava spikes me. Okay. We're at 3. So we just attack with 1 and pass turn here. Then I block, and then I have Lightning Bolt to stack on top of their spell and hope they just don't have 2 instant speed spells. Also, this doesn't kill me right now. So they could attack me and I cannot block, and then I just attack back and kill them. So they have no spell they can play currently because of the stacking of these. If I attack and they block, damage resolves, and then we have an Eidolon in play. We're looking good. So they'll be at 1 damage. We'll just pass. There's nothing they can do. There's no reason to fire off our bolts. Just let them figure that out. Alright. Burn versus burn. Core Firewalkers seem good. Protection from red. Whenever a player casts a red spell, you gain life. That seems good. So burn versus burn. Is it just another Skullcrack out, or are we doing like a split of Skullcrack and a Searing Blaze this time around? Boros Charm's the most damaged. Lava Spike, Skewer, Lightning Bolt, not coming out. Goblin Guide because it's not going to gain them too much advantage. Swift Spear is our best creature. You think the paths make sense? Is that just because I'd rather path their creature and not take the damage when we're battling? Need a way to hit their Firewalker. That's true. It's true. So I have 2 Skullcracks to pull out. The question is, what am I pulling out for the path then? Is it just smart to do like 2 Searing Blazes and a Skewer, just because the Skewer is a little bit harder to cast? Is it good maybe to do one Rift Bolt because it's slower and I can target the skewer and time it around an Eidolon better than a Rift Bolt? Certainly not easy. We're on the draw, so some number of Eidolons and a Rift Bolt. I'm thinking like a Rift Bolt is definitely making sense to me. Drop a Lava Spike. Let's do Rift Bolt. Let's do a Rift Bolt. Let's do an Eidolon. Let's do a Lava Spike. I don't know about this Lava Spike. Let's do Rift Bolt, Eidolon, Searing Blaze. Kind of a one of each thing. We're taking a little bit of damage out, but path in. Eidolon is an MVP, but we're also kind of notably on the draw. We can switch the Eidolon back in and take like the Searing Blaze out for being on the play, because we'll be ahead on lands and be able to play something before our opponent does. You saw there where it worked out really nicely. We'll keep this hand. This hand looks great. It does some damage to us, but I think we'll be okay. We have the Helix to suit us up. All right, we have a Swift Spear on top. So the question is, do we want to be getting in with Swift Spear and then like Goblin Guide Bolt, or do we want to get in with this Core Firewalker sooner than later? Swift Spear, yes. Not a bad one, but then like what's the follow-up? And actually Goblin Guide's kind of tempting to play as the play number one. Like, am I following up with Core Firewalker? In which case I want to play like Sunbaked Canyon or go get a Sacred Foundry here. But if we're not doing that, can I just choose something like Swift Spear, then Goblin Guide plus maybe hold Bolt? I need to be able to probably play this Core Firewalker on turn 2, but I want to take the minimum amount of damage. So is that a fetch shock, or is that a fetch basic Sunbaked into then Core Firewalker, attempting to play like Goblin Guide, Swift Spear, hold Bolt, and then Core Firewalker on turn 3. You can always have Helix as well to gain us a bit of life. Probably finding the basics the safest thing. Finding the basic and almost like... It does. It does. I don't know if I want to be leading with Sunbaked and then put a Core Firewalker. It might be that, in which case, let's go ahead and do Sunbaked. Let's play Swift Spear, attack for 1, and pass turn, and then we'll put Core Firewalker down, and then the third turn we'll have either Goblin Guide plus a spell, or maybe 2 spells, or something like that. And this is whenever a player, plus this can be on defense for the Goblin Guide. So we miss, but we hit another Core Firewalker, so our line's really nice. Our line is really nice here because we'll have 2 of these, and we should be in good shape. Okay. So we're going to take 2 points, Firewalker, take the power damage here, and we're going to be back on defense for this turn. Getting the second one down would be really nice. We do take some damage to do that. Just got to be careful. Rift Bolt suspended. Swift Spear, gain, always trigger. I need to say always yes to that. And they hurt themselves a little bit there. No follow-up from our opponent. Put our Core Firewalker number 2 into play, and we'll just pass the turn. Core Firewalker number 2 gets our opponent to concede the game. At this point, we go get a basic, and we can just play basic things after that. There we go. We know the damage that Core Firewalker can do against Red Prison. Seems to do decently against Burn. 2-0-2-0, going to match number 3. Eidolon nullified. Not to mention we have great blockers there, and we can always leave them with their Eidolon generally in play. But yeah, the Eidolon essentially got nullified. Maybe a slightly early concede, but that could be a concede of frustration. All right, MV Goblin's our opponent. We're playing first. We have a great hand. We're going to go ahead and keep this. We'll go find a basic, and then we will Swift Spear and plan to do some Eidolon stuff. Our opponent is double queuing. Hopefully they don't double queue too much here. Hopefully it's like a half double Q. Maybe it'll be half double Q. Ba, 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 ba. So how's everyone's Monday going? I know we had a group here that joined us, and then we have our regulars as well. Hopefully you fine folks are doing good here. Ba-da-da. Da-da-da. Monday was a rough Monday today. We're very fatigued. We're tired. We played Minecraft on Sunday, and you got a bonus stream. Work was meh. Woke up not feeling good. It's been a rough Monday. I mean, come on. By the way, best mountain. Just saying. Monday is being a Monday as usual. That sounds about right, Grayus. That sounds about right. Plan is Eidolon here. Oh, look. Apparently goblins are out. Definitely going to get an Eidolon down here with an anti-hovel and no Aether Vial here on turn 1. We've already played this matchup. Let's see if we can do it again. And we don't even have to take damage. Look at that. 1 in. Apparently the goblins are the flavor of the week, so maybe Burn is an excellent matchup because we can remove all their stuff. Escape from Tarkov's servers are down, so I'm paying way more attention. What are Tarkov? Escape from Tarkov. What kind of game is that? We're going to F6 through our turn here. Eidolon will trigger. We have a fetch, 1 damage, play something that'll be 3 damage. Saving Lightning Bolt and stuff for this Snoop. This is an easy Lightning Bolt and probably a second Eidolon here. We have a War Marshal on top. I think this plays itself fairly nicely here. Lightning Bolt this out of the way. Scoochy, scoochy. Let's yield to these triggers. A looter shooter? A looter scooter? Is that what I heard? I think this is pretty easily Eidolon here instead of the Lava Spike. We'll get him for 4 damage here. They'll take 4. We have Lava Spike here, and we have some creatures that can attack next turn. Down to 11. 11 Virtual 7. Virtual 7 plus a Sunbaked Canyon to cantrip with our Bloodstain Mire to activate Searing Blaze. Looking good. Cavern of Souls. So pseudo Fortnite PUBG style. War Marshal. They're playing this to create blockers. Not playing it because it's a good card for them. Because they're not going to play Skirk after this. There's no way. They'll take 4 more. Not really a battle royale. Let's go ahead and sack. Looking for something else. Well, that wasn't very good. I mean, I just Lava Spike them and take all this wonderful damage here. This should be game. Right? Close to it, at least. I can attack with everything here, I believe. Attack with everything. They can't do any weird pumps. They block, take 2. They're at 2. They can play Ringleader, and then I attack anyway and have lethal. All right, so we've got this whole thing going again here. We're going to be playing against these crazy ones. I did 1 path, I think, in 3 smashes last time. We took out 2 Skullcracks and something else. I have to remember what my other 2 cards were I took out last time. Oh, it's been so long. I feel like it was maybe an Eidolon because it doesn't really get through and they can get through with an Aether Vial. But then we talked about Eidolon being okay because we're going to lean heavily on Smash. So we had that conversation. I remember that. Skewer could be pointing at anything. I said Rift Bolt was a bit slow. Even though, yes, it's just suspend and then hit him. So maybe it was Rift Bolt plus something else here? Or maybe I was going, hey, okay, we have the path. We're going to lean heavily on the Smash and the Eidolon. This looks correct. They're not huge maps. Pretty medium-sized. Drop anything that doesn't deal with their combo. We just played this one, though. I'm trying to remember. I think I'm going to bring this path and take one more Rift Bolt out. And do... I remember distinctly having, like, one path here. Path and Smash here seemed okay. Smash relying on Aether Vial and Path to help remove. We have Lightning Bolts as well. Searing Blazes, Helixes, and technically Skewers. Maybe I should have more than the paths. I wonder if this Graph Digger's Cage is worth a look at. If we do the Graph Digger's Cage, they can't cast things from the top of their library. Snoop lets them cast from the top of the library. I don't think that matters. They want things to be... They want to use stuff off the top of their library. We'll keep this hand. We have Skewer, Searing Blaze, Helix, Helix. Well, we're going to play a little more reactive this game, it looks like. Too many people celebrate map size. Map density is way more important. That could be definitely a thing for sure. Tomahawk Elemental, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Map size is good if made in a fashion that makes sense for games. If you have a map that's lackluster, to your point, then the larger it is, it just becomes more tedious to cross. But if you have a very elegant and interesting map, then the exploration just seems very deep. But you can do that on a small map and then do adjustments, kind of like, not to necessarily praise Fortnite, but they adjust sections of their map, and that's kind of interesting. Thanks for stopping by, Tomahawk. Glad you can make it live. Okay, we got kind of nothing from our opponent, so we'll just play a Mountain Pass turn. I would like to Searing Blaze something. That might be something we get to do. You know what map size we like? We like Minecraft's map size. Bloodstained Mire, fetching a Blood Crypt tapped, Black Cleave Cliffs, 2 mana for our opponent, tapping 2 Mogwash, more Marshall. Like a fetch land. I don't hit a fetch land. Do I care to kill anything? Land, Searing Blaze, Goblin token, just move along. It's probably not a bad idea. They won't pay for this, so we'll just see another token created. This way they don't get to attack either. I'm not at real risk of dying at too fast of instant speed here. And again, we have lots of removal. I could Searing Blaze them and then Skewer this coming turn as well. We're guaranteed this Goblin token, so maybe I'll see Snoop. Maybe I just won't see anything, apparently. We're going to pass the turn, leaving ourselves a Helix open. I'm going to hold the land here for the Searing Blaze next turn. And if they don't do anything, we'll Boros Charm the end step. Do you think Goblins will be a tier 1 deck, or is it already? This is the first day I've ever seen it, and I don't particularly think it'll be tier 1. Decks just need to interact with the opponent. Right now, it hasn't seemed very interesting. Just a nice flavor. Someone wrote an article, probably. Look at this. We can just leave all this removal up. It's really nice. We'll just get to Boros Charm them here at end step. I can play at instant speed here. So, 4 damage. I just think if you have a Jund, anything interactive, you're just good. Like here, I think I just win next turn, right? I'm pretty sure I just win next turn. We just Searing Blaze now. I Lava Spike them or Skewer them. I'll probably Lava Spike so that I have at least Skewer. My opponent's at 6. They have 4 mana, maybe a 5th here. I don't see the combo kill here, but maybe I'm just missing something. But I think we just win next turn. Tap land, opponent appears to be flooding out. 5 cards in hand, 4 mana to them. 4 black, plays a Siege Gang. Sling-gang, so they can sacrifice and gain some life here. They can gain 3, and I have 9 points of damage in hand. Helix, Skewer, and Bolt. This is all fine. Perhaps the guy with goblins in their name would know how to play the deck versus the burn. Maybe. I mean, they got Sling-gang here. Just really slow to be doing that as the last thing for them to be doing here. But we'll go ahead and bolt them for 3. They gain 2 more and we win the game. Obviously, the lightning bolt saves us there, but doing enough damage that we had. I mean, maybe they Cranko or maybe they Kiki after and copy Sling-gang and we're in World of Hurt. But we just have to go in such a way. I mean, like, the idea there is that I have enough damage to go all the way. What I can do is Helix them, kind of threaten, and then I can Skewer the Sling-gang, and then we have 5 mana, and we're kind of doing the same thing again. If they want to sacrifice the goblins out, or they take the burn the following turns with the Helix and the upcoming bolt. I don't know. The goblin, as for tonight so far, not that this is a really good showing or anything, because this is our first time out with burn. The goblin deck doesn't seem very interesting to me. I think, like I said, I think an article or someone more in the pro scene, probably attributed to goblins or something like that, probably wrote something, a bunch of people followed. It's probably like, I don't know. Jim Davis is known. Goldfish probably put something out. Maybe Caleb ran something. I don't know. Snoop is just the hot hit card from the new set, so people want to play it. That's fine by me. Could be good. I'm not saying it's not. Why no Laris? Because Laris takes too long to get out of the companion spot. This is also the deck that's been winning the most in the burn category. We'll keep this hand. We'll have 2 Goblin Guides here, and we're going to see what a Riftbolt, Skullcrack, and Searing Blaze can do for us. What can it do for you? It's a free inclusion? No, it takes the sideboard slot. It's not a free inclusion. Don't say it's free when it's not. It's 1 out of 15. It's like 7%. 7% is not free. It's a good inclusion. I think you just have to look at the meta and decide, do I need to bring in a Luris? If there's a high representation of burn and you feel like you're going to run into burn mirrors, I would say yes, actually consider that. The other thing you have to consider, though, is how many things are you getting back with Luris? Goblin Guide, Swift Spear. You have to retune the deck to be a little bit different in order to grab those cards out of the bin. Because you're not grabbing a Riftbolt out of the bin. Goblin Guide in here. We're playing against the Oko. Euro. This is going to be a hard matchup. This one's going to be a hard one. All right, swap. Let's go ahead and play Goblin Guide number 2 here in Riftbolt suspended. Attack for a couple points of damage. Polluted Delta, they get in the hand, and a snow-covered island. We're going to Fatal Push one of these. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. This one's going to be a tough one. This is one that I could see if this was in high popularity, Burn will struggle. Bant Snow. Alright, well, we don't have any green flying snakes coming at us. That's good. Maybe get to Skullcrack something here. You have no idea how to play this game? Neither do we. I promise you, we do not have any idea either. The Salty Snow one versus the Bant one is less popular, but what's funny is... That's fine. I feel like I understand this matchup more than I do the Bant one. We're just gonna hold up Skullcrack here. I think we're gonna see a Euro. Fetch Shock Euro. Astrolabe. I can bolt at end step. Polluted Delta. Alright. Show me another mana leak. Red cards go face. We'll attempt to get in for some damage here. I'm not playing Eidolon pre-combat here. There's a Fatal Push. Now we're gonna... Oops, not that one. Now we're gonna play Eidolon. Now if they play Euro, it kind of negates a little bit of what Euro's doing. Hope they don't have a snare. They do have a lot of value. Tapped in, this comes into play. We have the Skullcrack for the second resurgence of Euro. Are we in a good spot? I think we're in an okay spot. Could we be in a better spot? Yes. If I could have gotten this down and had Skullcrack open, we'd be in a better spot. Searing Blaze does look terrible. It stops Flying Green Snake. Dead of Winter is my opponent's choice here. Takes 2. Lose this. Land drop. Alright, well. I have a Skullcrack. I have a Wooded Foothills here. I could Skullcrack them, and then when Euro shows up number 2 from the pile over here, I could theoretically double Searing Blaze. Need a top deck land. Do I have donations on? No. You can donate through bits. I'm going upstairs to the Skullcrack, see if they have anything. I'm going to leave this land not floating around to go get one. Another top deck land here and double Searing Blaze could be lethal. Minecraft Diamonds as well. Alright, they pick up a mana leak. That's really good for them. Alright, a Goblin Guide. Well, we'll try for it. No harm to go ahead and attack here. If they put Flying Snake into play, I have a good shot at Searing Blazing and winning. If it's another Fatal Push... Oh, it's Abrupt Decay. Dang. We know it's Mana Leak on top. So they're just going to play Euro here. 1, 2, 3, 4, Euro, and have Mana Leak open. Gosh, this feels so bad at this point. I don't know how I beat this guy. I think if these were just like Bolts, Searing Blaze, or Bolts, Borostroms, Helixes, kind of any of our other cards, we'd have a shot here. Euro is a mistake? I don't know if Euro's a mistake. I think we can go ahead and pack it up here. I can't kill Euro when they attack me here. We're in trouble. Plus they're getting this mana leak every turn. Let's go ahead and concede. I don't beat a Euro here. I'm drawing a land. Oh, land. I'm drawing some lands. Okay, so Exquisite Firecraft can come in here. Searing Blazes are looking really awkward. I know that there's Flying Snake in there somewhere, but Searing Blaze just not going to hit that very often. I wonder how much I'm supposed to go after the Euro in the yard. Like I could do it through Rest in Peace because that hits Mystic Sanctuary. I can do it through Path. I could do it through Grafdigger's Cage. You could make an argument that the combination of Euro and Astrolabe is not necessarily a problem, but definitely pushes the design space. The reason is that, yes, we're making an argument that Euro is very difficult to deal with. However, if our opponent had to fetch and shock every turn because they didn't have a mana fixing artifact, then they'd be in probably a rougher spot there, right? Euro being double green, double blue is actually relatively hard to cast. That being said, it's not so bad because of Astrolabe. You're liking Path better? 2 rest, 2 path? We could do 2 rest, 2 path. Remember, there's not that many. There's not that many Euros. It does a lot for a card. I mean, Cryptic Command does a lot, as does Archmage Charm. I kind of want this Exquisite Firecraft. I'll get rid of a skewer here. Could be wrong. So I think, although I agree with you, the cards of blue, they're trying to make them wide enough, but not so powerful. So you can't just give them Counterspell, for example. Counterspell, 2 mana, boom, card gone. They're trying to make it so that you have to be further up than Counterspell to counter, but also have this versatility that when you can't really counter or you're just trying to dig for answers or something, and that's kind of control shell. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good line for them to be doing. Yeah, so they're harder to cast. I mean, that's usually what a counter spell is. It's very hard to cast. But they like to reward you with a little bit of, you're making it hard to cast, but also having a little bit of upside with some of the other options on the card. I feel like this is an okay hand. We're going to go ahead and keep it. I'm going to rush out a Goblin Guide here, I think. If my opponent mulls to 5, I might start with Riftbolt. I think Astrolabe is the bigger card, and I agree with Brian, I agree with Adept, many others. I don't think Euro is necessarily a chopping block kind of card. Yes, it does a lot, but it's almost that quintessential, like, really good finisher that if it's removed, things get really awkward for the opponent. But if they don't get removed, it gives them that state of the game that they're kind of hoping for. All right, we give our opponent a land and undo their mulligan for them. I don't know. I think there's many sides to the coin on that card. Polluted Delta for our opponent. We'll be attacking. These are good cards to see in our hand. Let's attack here, and then we'll put an Eidolon into play. Top of the deck is Misty. Gotten unlucky with the guides. They're okay. Get an Eidolon into play here. I agree, Brian, because the fixing is the big thing here. The fixing is huge. Might be just hard casting Riftbolt here. Hard cast Riftbolt, swing with both. Abrupt Decay's the Eidolon. What did you find? Land. Land. Let's go ahead and suspend a Rift Bolt here. I feel like I just fire off this Boros Charm. Mana Leak. Since we know that's showing up, let's go ahead and Boros Charm past turn. We have the Rift Bolt coming off Suspend here, which we can pay for through the Mana Leak, and then we have an Exquisite Firecraft. We just have Goblin Guy to get through. Polluted Delta here, fetching him. Euro is probably going to show up here. I agreed, Freedy. Cling to Dust. Gets rid of my Eidolon. Rift Bolt. Doing Rift Bolt things. We're going to fire Rift Bolt up at the sky here. This is Exile 5 other. Okay. Mana Leak and Misty Rainforest to do Cling here. We will pay for this. Pay for this, get them the 6, 5, 4. Put this in a blade tap, because apparently I'm just drawing all my lands. Smacking them in there. Another land for our opponent, hitting nearly 100% of the time. This looks like a good card, though. We'll see if they go ahead and play the Euro Titan. It has Spell Mastery. As long as this doesn't do anything weird. I guess they want to get creature cards. But yeah, we do have the Exquisite. You've died many times to Firecraft? That makes sense. This will be Euro. I don't know if they like the idea of tapping out for Euro here. Astrolabe, that's a really good sign for us. Really good sign. They don't necessarily want to fetch because that puts them to 3. Looking good here. Sanctuary tapped. Let's have some fun with our opponent. Let's have some fun with our opponent. Take him to 1. Ice Fang. Whee! That was fun. All right, 1-1 here. Let's see if we can take game number 3 from them. Bolt Guide. Good, good, good. Any changes? Two Helix for 2 Skull Cracks. That could be a nice one. Is this not a cage matchup? This would stop Euro, that's it. Which is what Rest in Peace and Path are doing. Cage is probably more aligned for a Dredge matchup or like a Coco Chord type of matchup. Yeah, I think the Cage, the Rest in Peace is just better because the Rest in Peace will remove everything. We like the Skull Crack over like the Helix here. I don't need to gain life. It's probably a good call by the chat, by the community. Let's make that change. Let's go. All right, looks like we've got our first mulligan hand of the night. 1 lantern, not dual colored. We only have 2 other mountains that would impact us when we get our second land. We got 2, 3 cards that are 2 mana spells. Rest in Peace, although nice. You can make an argument we're not winning the game just by playing a Rest in Peace. Opponents on the play, they'll have mana leak up for the Rest in Peace. I don't know, like you hit it and you're good. You hit it and you're good. If you don't hit it, this hand is smacking them with a Goblin Guide, and that's it. Reverse lock. They kept all 7 too. Yeah, this one lander is risky. I have 2 ways to interact with Euro. I don't almost need 2 ways. I just need kind of 1 way. We aren't playing burn to not keep 1-landers. That's a good. It's a good idea, except that we have the one of the few basics here. I mean, even if we're playing the burn kind of plan here, I'm hitting them for 5 damage right now. 2, 3. I don't particularly like this hand very much. I do have 2 draws to get the second land. We have 19 in the deck. We have about a 65 to 70% chance to hit. Yeah. You can make an argument, 19, we have 17 hits because we can't draw the 2 mountains in the deck. 16 because we can't hit the Fiery Islet. If this was like a burn spell, I'd be more inclined to keep it. The fact that I have 2 of my answers, I don't like. We'll try it though. I don't particularly like this keep, but it seems like chat's a little bit split on the idea here. I'm going to see an Astrolabe turn 1 from our opponent. We'll be playing Goblin Guide and hoping we don't hit another land. Astrolabe off the blue snow. Draws a card. Alright, well, second Goblin Guide's not too bad if I don't hit any lands here. I don't want to undo their draws here. Oh, Cling! Alright, let's not put a creature in the graveyard ever. Looks like my opponent accidentally skipped their turn. That or they have no extra lands. Don't hit lands. Snow-covered island plus Misty Rainforest. Take 4. Black mana. Smacks the Goblin. Alright. So we've undone everything that my opponent had going for them. So now we have to hit a land. And if we don't hit a land, this hand looks real bad. Island from our opponents. Play burn for a year, and I think in your 2 games, your GG has given more lands than the entire one of play. Games, your GG. My GG. Clings out of the yard. Alright, Clings out of the yard. We have an opportunity to land our Rest in Peace at this point, or we can land Eidolon and start. Goblin Guide. Oh, yeah, GG. Goblin Guide. So we can get the Rest in Peace into play at this point in the game. Probably pretty safely. We could also just slam an Eidolon here. I kind of want to slam an Eidolon here and see if my opponent needs to interact with our Eidolon. An Ice Fang Codal. We're going to slam an Eidolon seeing that. We can worry about the path in a little bit. That's not Eidolon mana. This is Eidolon mana. Alright. We have a field here. Ironically, the field can get rid of my white source. That could get awkward real fast. Could get awkward real fast. I think this might be a turn to play Swift Spear, attack. They Ice Fang. I bolt Ice Fang and get in for 6 damage. Putting them to 10. 8 when they cast the Ice Fang. They'll be at 8. I have this stuff going on? I like that over the second Eidolon. Swifty, bash in, smack my opponent around. Let them know what's up. We're sending Eidolon in here too. I could even theoretically path this Ice Fang here. A Snapcaster with a Fatal Push. Oh, now Rest in Peace looking really good. I don't want this to block. I need a path here. Path here, save this all up. They're casting 2 things. Fatal Push is going to take another 2. The path clears them. Snapcaster. We're at least getting in for 4 damage plus the 2. Force negations here. All right. It's still reasonable. We're still kind of doing a similar amount of damage here. Blocks here and then plans to Fatal Push after. Still taking the 2 damage. So they're still at 8. 8 and we'll have 1 creature on board. They decide to cling instead of... Oh, they targeted cling. Sorry, not Fatal Push. Okay. 11. I like the path, even though the path got them a land. But they forced it instead. And I like that because now they didn't get an extra land there. We have Euro, it looks like. And so this is going to be the Rest in Peace turn. Hoping they don't have another force. I think it was the best case scenario. Alright, they're going to gain a little bit here. That's fine. We're going to undo that after we attack. We're going to hope this Rest in Peace lands. I can put a land into play. Probably Misty. Maybe Snow-Covered Island. This is looking decent for us. We're definitely behind. Breeding Pool tapped. Alright. Land drop would be great because then I could Lightning Bolt, attack, and Rest in Peace. I don't hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We know about Misty. We can't have them get this back. It's got to be Rest in Peace here. Rest in Peace. Hope that shuts off enough. Swing for 3. And then plan to Goblin Guide Lightning Bolt after. We do get a Prowess trigger. We'll take them to 10. Hope they don't have another force here. They do have a second force. They get rid of the Ice Fang. Okay. We'll attack, see what the top card is. A Cryptic Command. Alright, opponents at 10, they have a Euro, they have a Cryptic Command here as well. We have the ability to bolt Euro, but that's about it. Not a whole lot extra. So my opponent had double force here. We know about 2 of the cards here. Plays the Misty. We know about the Cryptic, we don't know about the other card. Euro is going to replace itself from the yard. Well, they had the answer for the path. They had the answer for the rip. This hand was a horrible keep. Mystic Sanctuary putting a force of negation back on top. This game is ended. People are so brutal. People are so brutal. Listen, if we had the just... They're putting a Fatal Push on top. This is smart because they play Euro, they pick up the Fatal Push, they Fatal Push something, and then they have Cryptic afterwards. Cryptic, Fatal Push, Unknown card. They're using the green mana here, or the black mana, sorry. So they don't have black mana currently. So that's kind of like a nicety thing. So they're at 12. All right, so I have a Lava Spike and a Lightning Bolt here. I have a Boros Charm. Not having a third land here makes this turn really difficult. This is gonna attack and start gaining them life. I don't have a way to kill it, unfortunately. Let's Lava Spike here, attack with Swift Spear, and see if they'll block so kindly for me. If they block, I get to Lightning Bolt Euro. I'm hoping they do. Nice. All right. Well, give it the best shot we got here. Kill this off so it's dead. We didn't attack with Goblin Guide because then they just block Goblin Guide. Now they have Fatal Push, Cryptic, 2 unknowns. This is a little ways away from being cast. They're going to fire off on this. So we don't get to play Boros Charm immediately upon untap here. We're going to have to fight through this Cryptic command somehow. We'll get there. We'll get there. Attack first, then try to Eidolon here. The idea is if they Fatal Push here, then the Eidolon's at least in play. Cool. I could get 2 creatures down here underneath the Cryptic command, which is kind of tempting because it's 3 damage. The Eidolon becomes 2. This bounces things. Maybe Eidolon's just smarter here. Because Eidolon will guarantee damage, and then they have to hold up Cryptic. Oh, they have an Aether Gust as well. I'm going to bottom this card. I need better cards than Eidolon. Now they have another Aether Gust in hand. So Aether, Cryptic Command in hand. Let's attempt Swift Spear. Let's attack with Swift Spear. I sense they're going to bounce this. Abrupt Decay. All right. We'll Goblin Guide here. See if they want to use their Cryptic or their Aether. The window is very small. Tiny. Insurmountable. We need them to not draw Euro. They have all the answers. We're smacking them with as many as we can. Looking for that third land would really help us out. Cryptic's this one. Counter draw. Aether Gust unknown plus the draw. Oh yeah, that's right. They have this in the yard. You're right. They can replay it now because they have Astrolabe. This deck is Cancer? No, it's not. They have Cryptic Lock now? Looks like it. Looks like we lose to the Sultai control. I disagree with both of those statements. So we have an Aether Gust here. They're going to gain 3, draw a card, which will be Cryptic. Or maybe they don't want to. They just pass back. All right, we'll just wait. I don't know why they didn't slam that creature. That seems silly. So they picked up Cryptic commands. They have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's right. They didn't have the 5th card. One, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 for the Aether Gust here. So I have enough to cast this Aether Gust, unfortunately. I can do 3 to negate the Euro, and then I can do a follow-up 4. Yeah, we're close. We were close this game. Bolt. I'll put them to 1. I believe this is still in hand. Yeah. I'll put it on bottom in case I draw a path. Because another 4 damage isn't going to do much. Because it'll be at 8, go down to 4. Then they attack for 3, and then I got to beat 7. Well, that's not it. Put it into play, though. I think we lost. I think we lost. The fact that we've gone 10 to 11 turns and nearly had them, except for the Euro here. Oh, they had a Fatal Push, too. Attacks for 6. We know they have Cryptic in hand. Good games. Good games, opponent. Oh, Euro. I can maybe try to path that, but I have to have path, followed by path, followed by path, followed by path. Sunbay Canyon, drawing a fiery. Exquisite. All good, though. Currently 3-1, playing the 5th match here. Burn in Modern. So if that deck ticks up, you probably swap in some Skullcracks main just to try to hedge your bet in game number 1. We did take a game from them, so, you know, it's possible. We had 2 answers. I even talked about only wanting 1. But we had the 2 answers, and they had all the answers for all of our damage. They didn't even ramp with the path because they countered the path. It's pretty good. Opponent had a lot. All right, match 5 here, playing Burn. Let's see if we can get a 4-1. 4-1 and then maybe another league. We're 3-1. Our opponent is 3-0. We are on the draw. We got to win from playing second. Here's one of these one-landers that we've talked about a few times. This one's more tempting to me because we actually have 1-1, 1-1, 1-1 drops. So let's go ahead and keep this. This only goes upside if I draw a land. Right? Wooded Foothills. All right. Draw a land. This gets really busted. Our basic mountains. All right. Swift Spear in. Let's swing for 1. Let's see if they have a bolt of their own. Blood Crypt. Tapped. It's always a good sign. In we go. Playing Swift Spear and what? Rift Bolt suspended and then try to blast him with Skewers, Bolt Skewer. Bolt Skewer, Prowess. Whew. Jund, apparently. Shocks in. Tarmogoyf. Just Swift Spear, bolt that out of the way. It currently dies the bolt. It's kind of cool. Doesn't always happen. I think I'm good with a removal here and swinging for some damage. I know we don't suspend our Rift Bolt and get the really crazy next turn, but the fact that the Tarmogoyf died to bolt is pretty amazing. Might be seeing a Liliana downtick here. Do I, like, not care about Liliana here? Do I just go all face? Gosh, I can't cast either of these Boros Charms. 3, 6, 9. Puts them to 3. Rift Bolt suspend. I'll put him to 3. I'll put him to 3. All face. We know this. People attack our Chandra all the time, and I'm just like, Chandra just gained us 8 life. And if they ooze, it's shocked in, because they only have one green. We're going to discard a Boros Charm, obviously. They discard a basic swamp. We got a blocker here. Liliana number 2. They're going to kill this. Might be worth it here. Okay. Boros Charm, I just fire it off. Alright, we'll suspend the Rift Bolt and pass turn. If they have an ooze, they get to play the ooze and eat one thing and stay alive. So what's our best bet here? To draw a white source and kill them in the face of an ooze? Probably, because Eidolon just dies to Liliana. We need to just draw a white source here. They're not going to Thoughtseize me anytime soon. We can hold every card until I find a white source. Plenty of burn. We have 3 coming off. They can gain 1. We're going to have another Rift Bolt. Swift Spear, Bolt. There's our white source. Probably just suspend the other Rift Bolt, honestly. Okay. What is this? Just a couple paths and just throw it back at my opponent's face here? Path gets rid of Tarmogoyf and some of the other creatures that are a problem. They don't gain that much. Skullcrack probably can come out here. I don't know. Are we gonna run into like a Baloth or 2? I've seen them do that before. Searing Blaze kills some of their creatures, but maybe not all of them. Maybe it's like 1 Searing Blaze out as well. Skullcrack and 1 Searing Blaze for 3 paths, just to remove Tarmogoyfs. Maybe I don't care about Tarmogoyf and should just like do as much damage as possible. I mean, they're a Thoughtseize typical deck, fetching and shocking a lot as well. It's a lot of damage. Maybe it's just better just to go all the way. Let's do a Miser path in here. You know what? Let's do 2, and I'm gonna keep the 1 Skullcrack because I'm gonna run into something stupid like a Baloth. Rip for Ooze, Goyf, and Kroxa. I like that better than the path. You've convinced me. You've convinced me. We'll do it. We'll do it. They'll be like, what's this Rip doing here? And be like, I don't know. I like that one. We'll give it a shot. Game 2, match 5. Going for the 4-1. Playing Burn. Modern. Rift Bowl, Boros Charm, 3 lands. Alright. A little heavy on the lands this time around. You want 2 lands. That's what you want. Again, I don't expect a fetch shock here, like ever, from my opponent. Now we're getting heavy on the lands. Goblin Guide, swing for a point. Or 2. At least let me swing. Yes. Swing, 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 swing. Top of the library is unknown card. Opponent is fetching. Basic. Fatal Push. Grabs top card. Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. That gets rid of my Rip if I ever play it. We'll have to play the Rip strategically going forward. I don't have any more creatures, so the Maelstrom Pulse is a dead card currently. Stomping Ground puts it into play tapped. Our opponent's playing nice and slow for good reason. For good reason. Swift Spear is kind of an interesting one here. I think we play the Swift Spear. I'm trying to decide if I just Rift Bolt this turn or if I Lightning Bolt to get an extra point in. We can test to see if they have another Fatal Push here. They appear to be F6. We'll go ahead and Fatal Push. Or, sorry, Bolt to get the extra point in. Iron Father, what's up? How you doing? How's to you? How goes it? Let's see if they can do this. They can. Sorcery Speed, Fetch, Basic Forest Found, Maelstrom Pulse this. I'll probably just hard cast a Rift Bolt. Oh, not a Basic Forest. Okay. Doesn't want to play around Blood Moon. I like that. I like that. Pulses us off the planet. All right, well, instead of casting, we'll just suspend both of these and pass turn. That's 6, putting my opponent to 7. I have a 4-pointer in hand. We can discard Mount, and we have a cantrip here as well. Looking good. Looking good, especially with another Bloodstained Mire from our opponent. And fetching with it. Finds another basic Swamp. We might be looking at Liliana. We're going to ignore Liliana. Nope. Ooh, Huntmaster. Okay, gains 2. This one might be worth killing here. Three, 6, 9. I'm gonna have to kill this. Yes, Iron Father, I do. Involves red and black colors. Does not involve goblins, by the way. Can I ignore this with the idea that I'm going to top deck a burn spell? So let's assume I top deck some sort of burn spell here. Searing Blaze would be the best. But I took some of those out. I took 1 out. I top deck a Searing Blaze. 6 damage puts them 8. Land drop, Searing Blaze plus Boros Charm puts them to 1. Ignoring this, and then I have 2 draws that a spell of anything. I probably lose the Huntmaster pretty quick here. We can always do this on their turn, so this doesn't flip either, right? This is a no spell versus a 2 spell. To Red Prison? Not necessarily. We talked a little bit on the Discord about the dragon and maybe being able to play that. We're going to go all face here. The 5-mana Chandra is at least worth trying a little bit. We're going to go with the whole no spells. Oh my gosh. Look at how crazy we are. We're just doing it all. We're doing it all. Can I have a gut shot? Oh, best case scenario. Searing Blaze off the top. Top card, Searing Blaze. Sounds good. Opponent's at 1. We have a Bloodbraid spinning the wheel here, cascading into a Lightning Bolt. Opponent's going to hit us for 5 plus the 3 here. We're going to go to 8. We have the draw plus the Sunbaked Canyon. We've already used some of the lands, and we have the Wooded Foothills over here, so we have 5 of our 20 lands. 15 misses in the deck currently. 15 misses, 16 with the path. I believe everything else wins the game. Off the top. Then a subset doesn't win off the top afterwards. Pretty high chances to win this right here, right now. Can't even use this peat land. Top. Redraw. Got there. Got there, ladies and gentlemen. We got there. Woo! Burn taking down Jun, taking down a couple of goblins as well. Losing to, not Bant, but Sultai. Going 4-1 here. Not a bad result for our first time out playing Burn. Woo! Deck's fairly balanced. I've seen it in the challenge. I've seen it in the leagues. Pretty typical burn. Not a Luris burn, and that's because Luris would just eat up a turn. No reason to do that. Just slam them in, ignore the planeswalkers, do your damage, and count to 21.